Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to talk a bit about mindfulness meditation because it's something that has interested me over the years. I did a little bit of mindfulness meditation maybe 2 years ago and I stuck with it for maybe a week or so, but I didn't really continue it. And so recently I've been reading some books about the mind and the body and how they're sort of interconnected. And one thing that it suggested doing was to use mindfulness as a way of connecting your thoughts with your emotions. And I know for me, as someone who thinks a lot and isn't necessarily that connected to their emotions, I thought it could be a good way of helping me to connect my emotions with how I think and help me to understand and realize what I'm feeling in the moment rather than being completely oblivious to how I'm feeling, which is kind of the norm for me. And so about a week ago, I downloaded the Headspace app, and you've probably heard of Headspace if you've had anything to do with mindfulness meditation. But it's basically a platform with a whole bunch of meditation kind of tutorials or sessions that you can listen to and work through. So I decided, why not give it a try, see how I feel, and document as I go. So I'm just going to record each day after I've meditated just to see check in on how I'm feeling. And then at the end of the week, I'll just reassess and sort of share my thoughts on how it went and if I thought it helped or if it didn't. So yeah, let's give this a try. Alright, so it's the end of day 2 and I'm pretty tired, but I thought I'd quickly record this before I go to bed. So I've been meditating the last couple of mornings, including this morning, and it's been really good overall. One thing I'm definitely noticing, especially in the mornings when I do it, is that if there's any sort of anxious thoughts or I'm getting caught up in a certain train of thought that's taking me into the future or into the past and taking me out of the present, it's a good way of sort of disconnecting from that thought and just coming back into the present, particularly as you focus on your breath and use that as an anchor. It's not that you're ignoring the thoughts, but you're learning to look at them from a distance without getting too involved in them. And I find that really useful. I think the problem for me is that I tend to, with it just inevitably throughout the day, then I'll go back into my old habits and just start following through with those thoughts again. But it's good to see that I can actually disconnect myself from following through and running away with my thoughts. So I'm keen to see more of that and see how that will develop as I move forward. But for now, I'm gonna get some sleep. Alright, so day 3, I just finished meditating. It's first thing in the morning pretty much. Slept in a little bit, but I found it really interesting actually, because this morning's meditation was kind of about focusing on trying to pick up on any emotional feelings that you might be having. And I noticed that I felt excited, which is not actually what I really thought that I was feeling. I thought I was feeling stressed and nervous, particularly because my stomach was feeling a bit uneasy. But I realized it might be excitement. I've got a big day at work tomorrow and I thought I was stressed about it, but actually I might be excited about it. I might be looking forward to it, which is really weird. I had no idea that's what I was feeling. So that's really interesting. This is definitely quite an eye-opening experience so far. Alright, so day 4. I did miss a day, I think, but this is the 4th day that I've meditated. And I think today's the first day that I really noticed some really useful differences. Today I was pretty stressed out about a couple of things, work-related. And normally I think what I would do in that scenario would be to just sort of avoid thinking about what was stressing me out. Like I'd watch TV or I'd go on YouTube or something, but today, instead of doing that, I was conscious of the fact that I was stressed, and rather than just defaulting into avoidance mode, I sort of took some active steps in order to solve what was stressing me out. And once I did that, I felt so much more relaxed. I think part of that was definitely the fact that through learning more about mindfulness meditation, I've learned how to step back from the stress and the negative sort of thought loops that I get into, and instead sort of look at it more objectively. And I think that happened today, where instead of getting caught up in stress thought loops and then just avoiding it so I didn't have to feel or think about it, I was able to step back and think logically, hang on a sec, if I solve this problem, I won't feel so stressed. And I did that, and it was great. So I'm really impressed with how this is impacting my day-to-day life. So definitely going to keep going. All up together, I think I've meditated for maybe 9 days now. So it's not just the 4 days, but yeah, all up I've done 9 days. So day 5 now. I just finished meditating, I'm about to head off to work. And this morning was pretty uneventful, really. Apart from the fact that it was really good to just take some time to think about how my body was feeling and connect that with my emotions. Because again, normally I think I would just get up, go straight to work and not even think about how I'm feeling, physically or emotionally. But it was really good to just take some time this morning to think about how I'm feeling, because I think that will help me prepare for the day and be more aware of how to behave and handle certain situations. I think I recognise that I'm both excited about the day, but also a bit nervous, which again I probably wouldn't have noticed previously because I would have just gone straight to work. But hopefully that'll help me manage my stress, help me manage my nervousness, and help me have a good day, hopefully. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, so today is day 7. I didn't end up recording day 6 just because I ran out of time, but there's also been a couple of days since day 5 where I haven't done any meditating, so it's probably been about 4 days, and I've meditated twice in those days, so I've done the full 7 days now, and I've definitely found it really interesting. The meditations that I've been doing for the last 2 days have introduced the concept of thinking about why you're meditating and your motivation for doing it, and it sort of emphasizes the fact that it's a good idea to think about why you're doing it for other people and how you can help other people through your meditating. And so for me, it's definitely been on my mind that I'm meditating to help me be more present when I'm around friends and family, because I definitely tend to think too much to the point where I kind of live in the past or the future. Particularly, I'm often in the future, my head's in the future, so I'm not really present with people. I can be really distracted, so I found that definitely positive today. But overall, my take on mindfulness meditation is definitely positive. I would say the biggest thing that I've gotten out of it so far is the ability to just be able to step back from the stress that I'm feeling and sort of see it from a more objective perspective. Because I think I tend to just sort of get caught up in the stress when I'm normally going about my day-to-day life, and this will distract me and I'll just start thinking about it, and I'll sort of be thinking about the future and what's going to happen when I reach that point in time, and when I get to that thing at work or whatever it is. And so it takes me away from the present, and I get caught up in it, and it makes me feel stressed and anxious. But I've definitely found that mindfulness meditation has a way of disconnecting you from getting caught into that thought stream into the future. And so I found it good in the sense that I can be aware of stress that's coming up or things that are making me anxious, but I can stop myself from getting caught up into it and getting pulled out of the present. So it's like I can be aware of things that are stressing me but not let them get to me, if that makes sense, which has been really, really positive. It definitely makes me more present when I'm around friends and family, and I think it helps me to deal with the stress in more healthy ways. I think typically I tend to just avoid, if I get caught in that stress sort of thought loop, I'll tend to just try and avoid the thinking about it at all. So, you know, I'll start binging on YouTube, or I might watch some Netflix, or, you know, just not necessarily bad things, just kind of using escapism as a way of dealing with it. Whereas when I can step back from it and see it from a more healthy perspective, I find it much easier to actually do something about it, which then obviously relieves the stress. So overall, I kind of find my life being less stressful, which is really good. So I'd say that's the main thing that I've gotten out of it. And so I'm definitely going to continue. I think it's been really helpful. But again, I've only been doing it for like 7 to 10 days. So I'd be interested to see what kind of effects it would have in a month. So I'm just going to keep going, see what happens. I hope this has been somewhat interesting if you're watching. Let me know if you've done mindfulness meditation before, if you do it consistently, how you found it, what you've gotten out of it. I'd be really keen to hear other people's thoughts on the topic. I don't really know that many people who've done it, so yeah, I'd be keen to hear. Other than that, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.